Grade 10s. I just thought I'd do a video for you guys on determining the equation of straight lines. I was supposed to get this out earlier, but unfortunately I had some issues with my equipment. Hopefully everything's all sorted now. So when you're trying to determine the equation of a straight line, so let's say you gave me 1 point and you told me draw a straight line. Okay, let's say you gave me this point and you said to me draw me a straight line. Okay, and now obviously I'm going to be confused because must I draw the line that way or must I draw the line that way? Which direction must I draw this line in? I wouldn't know. If you gave me 2 points, if you gave me this one and this one, then it's very easy. Draw a straight line, just, join the dots, right? So in the same way that I need 2 points to draw a straight line, I also need 2 points to find the equation, all right? If I only had 1 point, I wouldn't know which direction the thing is going in. So for the equation, you need 2 points, just the same as when you draw. The general formula here is y equals mx plus c. Now, that's very, very familiar to the guys who have done number patterns. Tn equals an plus c. Very similar. It's actually the exact same equation, just written in a different way. Now, m stands for your gradient, so that's just how steep the line is. So if your gradient is 2, that means that when x goes up by 1, y will go up by 2. If your gradient is 4, when x goes up by 1, y goes up by 4. If your gradient is a half, when x goes up by 1, y will go up by a half. And then same thing with negative. If your gradient is -2, that means when x goes up by 1, y will go down by 2. When your gradient is -3, when x goes up by 1, y goes down by goes down by 3. Okay, so this is what it lands up looking at. So if you have yourself a negative gradient, when you read from left to right, you'll notice the line goes down. With a positive gradient, when you read from left to right, the line goes up. Okay, so all right, now we understand what gradient means, okay, but we need gradient in order to figure out this equation here. So how do we get it? Well, your formula is y equals mx plus c, and to find m, to find the gradient, we use this formula. M equals delta y over delta x. So in other words, y equals change in y divided by change in x. Another way of writing it is this. Okay, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so what this means essentially is you need 2 points. Okay, so you see 2 points. You take the y value of the 1 point minus the y value of the other point, divided by the x value of the first point minus the x value of the second point. So I don't think it's necessary to do it in this way. Let me just, because what it's asking for is change in y divided by change in x. So yeah, you can do this. Let's say we have these 2 points, right? So I'm going to say this is the second one and that's the first one. So the y2 is 4, y1 is 6, x2 is 1, x1 is 4, and then that's 4 minus 6 is -2, 1 minus 4 is -3, so it's the 2 minuses cancel out, and it's positive 2 over 3. Now you can do that, which is substitution, but I really don't think you need to do that, right? So what I find is people, especially when you get minuses here, people start really getting this part messed up. So how I just do it is I look at one coordinate compared to the other, and that's how I get my gradients, okay? So first thing I say, from here to here, what happens to y? Okay, well, from 6 to 4, so y goes down by 2, okay? Here, 4 to 1, what happens to x? Well, x goes down by 3, so you say -3. Okay, -2 over -3 is 2 over 3. So I find that's much better. You don't actually need to formally substitute and everything. Just look at the 2 points and compare. Say, what is y doing? Put that on top of the fraction, and then ask what is x doing and put that on the bottom of the fraction. So essentially what this means is every time x goes up by 1, y will go up by 2/3. And then obviously this is only half of the equation. Y equals 2 over 3 x plus c. So we're still looking for c. C is just the constant. Alright, and to do the constant, to get it, you need to use substitution. Okay, so well, that would be the formal way to do it. There was a formula in the book, in the notes, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I really don't like that formula. It does work, but I would recommend you just don't do that. It's more difficult. So for your substitution, right, you take any point, right, 4 and 6, or 1 and 4, you just take one of them, and you replace the x and y in this equation. Okay, so let's say 4, so let's take this point here. So y is 4, so instead of writing y, I'm going to write 4, and x is 1. So instead of writing x, I'm going to write 1. Okay, so 2 over 3 times 1 is obviously still 2 over 3 plus c. Now I just need to solve for c. So I take 2 over 3 across. 4 minus 2 over 3 equals c. 4 is the same thing as 12 over 3. Alright, and then that answer, 12 over 3 minus 2 over 3 is 10 over 3. So that's what c would be. So your final equation would be y equals 2 over 3x plus 10 over 3, because that's what c is. And if I substitute, so if I take the other equation, for instance, I say, oh, this is a little bit of an irritating one, but let's take it. So let's prove that I'm right, okay? So let's substitute that x value in, right? And let's see if it gives us 6. That's how we know that we've done this correctly. Okay, 2 over 3 times 4 is, well, it's 8 over 3. Okay, 8 over 3 plus 10 over 3 is 18 over 3. 18 over 3 is 6. So I've done it correctly. Sorry, there's not space. There we go. So I've done it correctly. So that's one way. That's one way to do it, using substitution. You should probably use substitution in this case because your gradient is a fraction. But you can do it in a non-formal way, which I'll show you now. Okay, so let's take this. Okay, let's say maybe they don't give you a point, right? Maybe they give you a graph, and you need to figure out the points from the graph. Okay, so this is my drawing. Okay, and let's say that is 2 and 6, and let's say that is 2. All right. Now you need 2 points from this graph, obviously, because I told you need 2 points for the equation. Now it's up to you. You've got to find those 2 points by looking at the graph. So one of them is obviously very easy. It's right there. It's 2 over 6. The other one, you look down this line and you see, where can I find another point? Okay, it's very easy to just check on the axes, right? So if I look here, look there. Oh, well, the y value there is 2. Well, what's the x value? Well, x is 0, right? So the other point is 0 and 2. So I have my 2 points now. And now I need to find the equation. Alright, so m is change in y over change in x. Okay, well, how does y change? Well, y goes down by 4. And then in this case, well, x goes down by 2. Okay, negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. So that's my gradient. So y equals 2x plus c. Okay, now in this case, it's easier to do this not so formally, so without substitution. So to do that, all I ask myself is, well, okay, let's say I put this point in. I've got to get the answer 6. Okay, well, let's do it. So let's take this 2 and put it in place of the x. 2 times 2 is 4. But the thing is, I need to get an answer of 6. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4. How do I get 6? Well, obviously, you need to plus 2. So that means c is plus 2. Okay, so y equals 2x plus 2. Okay, same thing here. If I take the 0 there, 2 times 0 is 0. But I need an answer of 2. How do I get that answer of 2? Well, I add 2. So 0 plus 2 is 2, and then I get my correct answer. So C is 2. So you can use this for any point on the line and you will get the correct answer. Okay, so hopefully that cleared that up. Let me know if you have any questions.